Hello, and welcome to the Green Team of the Legendarium. I'm Little Red Book, the girl who landed 2 Hugo Award-winning authors. And tonight I have with me the boy who started our lovely community on Discord, Kyptan.
Heyo, everybody.
And BefuddledPanda, the girl who tweets like a queen for our Green Team.
Hello.
And we have a very special guest, Mr. Anderson, formerly known as In Real Life Cute Boy.
Hello.
Tonight we're doing a Circle of Deviation episode, which means we're answering a bunch of random weird questions from our listeners. So I have my pith helmet and I'm going to draw a question. I have a funny story to tell about this. So I tried to print this at work. It did not work because apparently I have to sign into my Google account, which I don't actually know how to sign into. It's just automatic for my Android and my computer. Anyway, it was a thing. Lots of drama. So this one's from Era. It's buy, borrow, or trash. And he says
no.
Sanderson, Erickson, or Tolkien.
Oh, this one was
So-
rough.
Yeah, it is.
Actually, it's easy for me.
It's
So I will go first.
Okay.
Okay.
I will trash Sanderson, I will borrow Erickson, and I will buy Tolkien.
I would. This is weird because I've bought both Tolkien and Sanderson.
I feel minorly heretical here, but
Okay.
I'm going to buy Erickson, borrow Tolkien, and trash Sanderson.
Oh, you are fired. So I'm going to say buy Sanderson, borrow Tolkien, and trash Erickson. Sorry, Panda.
Well, I mean, she's never read Erickson, so.
I'm
It's
never
true.
going to read Erickson.
True.
And I've read like one thing by Sanderson.
Am I the only person who's read all three?
I think so.
Yeah, of these, the Tolkien's the one I've read. Period. That's it.
Okay.
So I think I've bought all of them.
You bought them and not read them?
Yeah. At least first books of series normally, but
Oh, you and LS would get along.
I mean, I have a lot of Sanderson books, but I've only read one short story. So,
I've definitely spent the most money on Sanderson books.
Do you buy like the collection editions, like the fancy schmancy ones?
the
Um,
leather bounds.
Yes.
Anyway, Mr. Anderson still needs to answer. So
I'd say so. I guess I'd buy Tolkien, borrow Sanderson, and trash Erickson.
Excuse me.
I feel like
see
Sanderson
how-
has a
Lord.
larger library to borrow. So
That's true. He's got more variety. He's got fantasy, sci-fi, middle grade, YA, whatever else. Mystery.
Franchise tie-ins.
It's true.
So Soul gave me homework, which I did not do. So our
Oh
question
no,
is,
which one?
what homebrew spell do you think you could call your own? Something that a story would use if you were a character and could say that's insert name spell and they're awesome? I don't know. It was a weirdly worded question, but basically imagine you're a D&D player and you're going to create a homebrew spell and you're awesome.
Like,
hate
do
you,
we have
Soul.
to say how we create the spell? Like, what ingredients go into the spell, or just like what?
No, just like
is-
what is
No.
it? What does it do?
Okay.
I have a really boring answer, so I'm just going to go first. I'm going to make a spell that makes me fly, and I've already had that spell because I was cursed with wings in my last D&D campaign. So that is the spell, and it's
Okay,
awesome.
Fly is already a spell.
Okay, well,
but-
fine. I don't care. I hate this question.
And it's a spell that one of our fellow players had in that campaign and used.
So I homebrew fly. Okay, so whatever. I don't care.
Okay.
You're all horrible people.
Kyptan's Magical Index. It's a divination spell. It is 3rd level, and
Lord.
it
Oh
allows
my
you
God.
to immediately find relevant books for a query that you state.
Oh my goodness. How many D&D books have you read? Like, DMing
So
books.
when we were playing D&D together, he literally had more tabs open than Ash, who was our DM.
That's not That's not an
That-
indicator of skill.
No, it's an indicator of being like crazy nerdy.
Sure. Ash and I both qualify there.
Yes.
Hey guys, Panda and Mr. Anderson still have to answer.
I think I'd want like a short range teleport, like go across the room to pick up something.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
I'm on
Misty
board.
Step. It's a bonus action, second level.
Oh, shut up.
Lets you go 30 feet.
I mean,
Mid-range teleports between like
Kyptan!
30 feet and 100 feet. There's not a lot of room. So if you put something in that general area, like I
Kyptan.
don't know, like a 250-foot teleport, that
Kyptan,
could work.
it's Panda's turn to answer the question.
No, please keep going, Kyptan. I just went with something that is befitting of my name. So it would be the befuddlement spell. I didn't know we needed to be so specific about like what what circumstances the spell would work. I
I'm
guess
shocked Red actually wrote this one down and put it into the hat.
It's because I promised Soul I would, and I'm doing episodes with him, and I have to be nice to him so he won't yell at me or
he won't back
something.
out.
I don't think you have to be nice to Soul to make sure he doesn't yell at you.
I don't think he's ever yelled at anyone.
Yeah. He's a nice guy.
Mhm.
He is. He's a sweetheart.
Very chill.
I
A troll.
actually yelled. I yelled at him. I was like, this was not supposed to be homework.
That's much more believable.
Anyway, I put it in the hat. So Panda, give us your spell.
I said it's the befuddlement spell, and if I have to be more specific because it's a thing that already exists, then I would say anytime that somebody is about to call me out on a lie or something that I said wrong, they just get confused and
That
forget.
sounds excellent.
Yeah,
This is a beautiful spell.
there we
I think
go.
you have the best answer. Sorry, Kip.
So
It
would it
was
be
the
a
best.
reaction spell?
What?
Jesus.
Would you cast the spell in reaction to someone else doing something, or would it be a preventative thing that you set up
Okay,
ahead of time?
you know what, Kip? We're moving on. We're moving on from this question.
Can we talk about cheese? I want that cheese question.
If I draw it from my hat, we can talk about it. So, name a book you really like and why we wouldn't have suspected that you like it.
I have
So
an answer,
I have an answer too.
sort of.
So my
You wanna go
answer
first?
is yeah. My answer is Outlander. It's a really trashy romance novel and I love it and I can't help myself. It's just
I'm
so
sorry.
fun.
Why is this surprising?
Yeah.
Okay, so fine, you're not surprised.
I mean, we did do the romance episode together, and
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so apparently I don't have an answer and somebody else needs to go. And I'll think of an answer.
Huh.
so I put it's not in genre. It's a commentary on a really bad book, but it's packaged as another book.
Okay.
It's My Dad Wrote a Porno.
You mean Belinda Blinked How to Succeed in
Yes.
Business?
See, Belinda Blinked is the really bad book. My Dad Wrote a Porno, though, is
Isn't
the
there a
one that I
podcast
like.
too?
Yes, it is a
Yes.
podcast.
Okay.
It's an excellent podcast.
Yes.
I've only heard of it. I've not actually tried it.
Be careful listening to it in public.
Yes.
I
Also while
have
driving.
because you'll go off the road.
I swear I started laughing so hard during one of the episodes that tears were coming out of my eyes and I needed to pull over.
That's funny.
I love collections of fairy tales. And so like I have a collection of Indian fairy tales I love, and people always seem surprised by that. That's
sounds
less
delightful
exciting
to
than My
me.
Dad Wrote a Porno.
No, that sounds delightful. I love it.
I can't
Okay,
really
Kip.
think of one.
I don't know very many Indian fairy tales, now that I think of it.
I still can't think of one because I ran out of ones. I lose. Sorry, whoever asked that question. I can't remember.
LS. Lady Speedin.
Lady Sweeten, our #1 fan.
I think mine might be because this is a bit of a deep cut. The Mixed Up Files of Miss Basil E. Frankweiler.
Yeah, no, I'm not surprised. I know you like that. I
Yeah,
already knew that. Sorry.
yeah. See that you guys know me too well. I don't think I could name a book that I like that you guys would be surprised by unless it was, I don't know, like some esoteric work on sexuality or something.
You know, I was actually surprised by how much you enjoyed
Illuminae?
the fan. Well, actually, yes. But also the Phantom Toll Booth. I thought you would dislike it more.
Unfortunately, I've done a whole podcast episode on the Phantom Toll Booth. So
I know.
not exactly secret.
But at the time, I was
Yes.
surprised.
Yes.
We need to cut all of this because this is just
Why?
nonsense now.
I'm keeping it in. I'm the editor for this episode, so
Circle of Deviations, baby.
yes.
And none of us were actually able to answer the question.
What?
No, because we all know each other too well.
I answered the question.
Except for Mr. Anderson over there.
Yeah.
Well, that's because no one knows me.
But
So
I totally answered this question. What are you talking about?
you answered the question with a book I totally knew you would like. Once you said
What?
Sorry. Anyway.
I like Children of the Mind by Orson Scott Card.
Oh, okay. That's a little surprising.
Yep. Everyone says it's crazy, but I think it's great.
I did like the first Sword of Truth book by Terry Goodkind, the very first one. I did
Wizard's
like that.
First Rule?
Yes, I like that. Sorry.
Or
The
First
series
Law.
is-
Yeah, First Rule. Yeah.
For something like that. I don't know. I didn't like it enough to remember the title, so I guess that's not saying a lot.
Next.
If you could take one thing from a science fiction or fantasy university, what would it be?
Do you think it's university or universe?
It might be universe.
Cool. I'll take a self-replicating assembler with a complete library, and then I can just make whatever I want.
This feels like cheating.
It feels like the right thing to ask for. And in fact, I know a whole book about how that is the right thing to ask for.
And here I was just going to say Bob from the Dresden Files. He seems like a good person to have around.
Singularity Sky by Charles Stross. Kyptan. Check it out.
I'm scared of Carl's.
Of course you would plug that.
I'm so scared of him. Kyptan, you may be afraid of him.
I did point you guys all at one of his weirdest works to start with, but whatever.
Anyway.
It fit the category, okay?
It did.
Well, if Dusty Strings means universe, then I want Murderbot. That's what I
You
want.
just want Murderbot?
I want Murderbot to be my friend.
So you're gonna
I'm concerned that you want
Murderbot?
a Murderbot.
You
I'm
just gotta
concerned-
get to know Murderbot.
I'm concerned that the question asked for thing and you put a person.
Murderbot
Isn't it? Technically.
calls itself it.
Uh-huh.
Well, Glurb said Bob.
I did say Bob. But Bob is also a person, kind of. It depends on how you define it.
Exactly.
mean-
Same thing with Murderbot.
And don't call me Lurb.
Apologies.
It's really fine. It doesn't bother me. I'm just being a bitch. Mr. Anderson.
I want a lightsaber. No practical reason, just because.
Oh, I should have guessed you would say that. Ooh, what about a portal gun?
A portal
I thought
gun.
about that.
Portal gun would be fun, but dangerous. Especially if it actually works on let's say if it works without distance.
What is a portal gun?
It's a gun that shoots portals from the video game Portal.
Oh, okay.
So you shoot one wall and then you shoot the other, and there is now a portal between those two surfaces.
This sounds like something I really should want.
I mean, it would make the
Anyway.
commute much easier, but also the government might want to expropriate that.
If you could interview one science fiction or fantasy author, who would it be?
Gave us this question.
Living or dead?
I would say living or dead. Who gave us this question? I think it was
Is it
me.
you?
It was me. That's my question. So,
Who's left on your list, Red?
My list of people I want to interview? Oh,
Yeah.
I could. So many people.
You've seen how fast
Bejeweled
she
for
reads.
sure.
Mhm.
If I could, but I would say C.S. Lewis, I think, will actually be the person I will pick.
Okay.
Because if I had only one other person to interview, it would
Would
be
you
him.
talk about Santa?
Yes.
Okay.
Christmas is the best.
Father Christmas.
Maybe Terry Pratchett, actually.
Oh,
Oh, I was
good
going to say
choice.
Terry
I'll
Pratchett.
take that back. Oh, you can have Terry Pratchett. I'll keep C.S. Lewis. It's
No,
fine.
I have a backup.
Who's your backup?
Douglas Adams.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Mhm.
I feel like I'm learning about you.
Isn't
Uh-oh.
that kind of the
Sensing a
point,
theme
though,
here.
of these episodes?
It is a certain irreverent, chaotic energy. I like it.
Mhm.
To go opposite of that with constrained chaos in a lovely cultural framework, I'm going to go with Ian M. Banks,
Mm.
I've not read any of his books. So,
creator of the Culture Universe, famously.
yes.
I think I would be too dumb. Like, I wouldn't know what to say.
I mean, I found out I was too dumb during our Bryn interview.
Oh,
but
right.
we can-
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. And also, Steven Erikson is wicked smart. So, I don't think you're too dumb.
I mean, the guy makes poop jokes, and like,
But he is wicked smart. He is so smart.
yeah, it's okay. I had like 3 other people on the call on the interview, so they can
I mean,
cover.
he wrote a D&D campaign. How hard can it be?
How many D&D campaigns have I read? 0. Unless you count Malazan. Like
I'm
the
counting
entire series.
Malazan.
Well, there we go then.
Yeah.
So,
And
Panda.
you haven't read The Expanse, right?
Not yet.
Yeah. That could be your second.
So that's 2 people.
Mm.
The question is 1.
Okay. So my answer for this question is Pierce Brown.
Fun.
He would just talk the whole time, and I would have to say very little, and he would just carry the whole episode. Yes.
Okay. That's fair. Oh, this is going to make Kip happy. I think this is Soul's question. What's a story you wish you could read? I.e., is there a story with a particular setting, kind of character, theme, etc., you really wish you could see in a sci-fi story?
Okay. So I actually thought about this one.
I know you did.
And I was like, okay, what are my favorite things, my favorite elements of sci-fi? And I hit space stations, science, and gay people.
I mean, that's not exclusive to the genre. There's other stories about gay people.
Sure. But generally, sci-fi has fun ways of them being gay. So
As opposed to unfun ways of them being gay?
yes.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Sci-fi often, when it decides to portray gay people, it's going to be like, no, trauma's in the past.
Okay, fair enough.
So I want to read a science fiction novel about a gay lab manager who has to rescue a research station from some sort of catastrophe. I want it to have a lot of competence. I want it to have a lot of Martian style sciencing the heck out of things. I want it to
Duct tape?
have
Poop potatoes.
I want there to be a sassy AI
Ooh,
that
yes.
helps the protagonist repair the station. Yeah, no.
So
Put those
like,
ingredients together and I will be a happy man.
so like Art from Murderbot
Oh,
for your sassy AI.
and a love interest who is maybe not an engineer, but still does their best to help the protagonist repair the station.
Like a pilot?
A pilot could be fun. A
Yeah.
botanist could be a cool thing. I don't know. There's options.
It's all way more developed. You should write a book.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the story,
Surely
Kip.
There's a fanfic book for sure in here.
Fanfic, yeah.
Camp Nano is coming up in
See,
April.
Those are the stories that I could have said. People will not guess that I like, but I'm not revealing any fanfics that I like on here.
Oh dear. So the book that I want, I've already read, So
Pick
Paladin of
something
Souls.
else.
But I don't have any other, that's a middle-aged woman who has her life turned upside down and she's trying to put things back together. That's the book I want. Paladin of
Okay.
Souls. There you go.
So more
Sure.
of those.
More of those. Shards of Honor. Also, yeah, that definitely qualifies.
The Soprano Sorceress.
I have not read those. I'm just saying that I don't have this amazing scheme that Kyptan has. I just don't.
It's very basic. Space Station in disorder is a whole genre.
Whatever.
And it's a genre
just
that's
not
very
creative.
expensive to shoot for TV.
Yes, it's true. Panda? Mr. Anderson?
Yes. Okay. So I want more stories with magical red pandas.
Valid.
That's it.
Okay.
How about science fictional red pandas? Because there could be a crossover in space.
I'm down. I mean, the people
Space
asked for
pandas!
SFF story.
Yeah.
It'll be
Telepathy used to be sci-fi.
It'll be like
Huh?
pigs in space, but pandas
I was
in
thinking, like,
space.
Planet of the Apes, but with red pandas.
I'm down. I've actually never seen Planet of the Apes, like any of them.
Really?
So, yeah, I know.
Mr. Anderson, you need to take this girl and sit her down and watch the Planet of the Apes with her.
I'm adding it to our
But with
list.
Pandas.
Okay.
Okay.
It'll be a good
Skyward, but
snuggle.
with pandas.
You could snuggle while you watch it. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for the advice.
What kind of... That's what I'm here for. So,
Kip,
Mr.
what were you
Anderson.
saying?
I was saying Skyward, but with pandas.
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't read Skyward,
Wait.
but
There's a cute little
They
animal
have-
sidekick in it that is
I
a
was gonna
slug.
say,
It could be a red panda
exactly
instead.
that. Instead of
Mm.
being like a little, what is it? It's like a little raccoon or something. I don't know.
It's a slug. Doom
No,
slug.
I
the
was
Doom
talking about.
Slug thing.
No, I
Yeah.
was talking about the little emperor dude.
Oh,
who has-
Hisho?
Yeah, Hisho.
Hmm.
He's a fox
Okay.
though.
When I get around to reading Skyward, in my mind, every character will just be a red panda. That's how I read it.
Yeah, I'm sure those tiny little paws fit over the flight controllers just perfectly. It's
And
really
if-
space efficient to have red panda pilots.
You know, it's fiction, okay? So.
The cockpit size needs to be much smaller for a panda. Your thrust weight ratio goes way up.
Okay, Mr. Anderson, what kind of sci-fi book do you want?
This is really dumb, but I've always loved like highwaymen. So I'd love to have like highwaymen in space.
Mm.
People in
that's
spacesuits
not
holding up
dumb.
spaceships.
Oh, that's the Raiders.
Space pirates.
Space pirates.
I want it. I think there are several books out there that have space pirates.
I imagine
Yes.
so.
There's the Revengers series by Alistair Reynolds.
Mm.
Winter's Orbit has space pirates,
They do, kind of.
sort of.
Off screen.
They mention them.
Yeah.
They exist.
Maybe we can do an episode on space pirates.
That would be
Ooh.
fun.
So I really like the the mask over the eyes, the stand and deliver stuff, that kind of over dramatic thing of like the highwaymen.
Hand and
How do you feel
deliver.
about freedom fighters?
They're often the good guys, you know.
Okay, so you want the bad
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So this is Cody. Debate is
Oh,
a
no.
is a hot dog a sandwich?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
It can be.
It's like bread and deli meat, and that's basically it, right?
Yeah, it's basically a sandwich. I don't know how it's not.
Is a taco a sandwich?
A taco's not bread, though.
I mean,
Not a hard shell, anyways.
is a burrito a sandwich?
No. A burrito is a burrito.
But is a burrito a subclass of sandwich?
I think
No.
maybe.
No? I think it
No.
is.
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
because the point of a sandwich is it's portable.
It's food encased in bread that's designed to be portably
No.
eaten.
Google
Yeah.
says it's like 2 pieces of bread.
Yeah, well,
Like-
that completely ignores an open face sandwich.
Well,
Right.
the open face sandwiches are not sandwiches. They're open
Okay.
face sandwiches.
Google's not going to save you there. No.
No.
There's still sandwiches. Sandwiches in the name. Open face sandwich.
Fine.
I mean, it's literally in the name. Sorry. So
well, it had to be like qualified that hey, you don't think I'm a sandwich, but I am. I'm just open face. I lost my head. I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So, what authors would you like to do in the next 100 episodes?
I have an author that's been appearing on my radar more and more often recently. And it's CJ Cherry.
Okay.
And I haven't read anything by her, but I want to.
Me neither. Same.
Yeah.
But do you want to do an episode?
Yeah, I could be a newbie, like I'm doing with live ships. I'm the newbie. It'd be
Okay.
fun. That we could have all newbies. It could be fun.
I have was it the Faded Sun trilogy, I think,
I don't know.
by them. But I haven't read it.
I've seen that one of her series goes really long, and I don't know if I want to dive into that yet, but a trilogy is doable.
I like that pick.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I just said I like that pick.
Oh, okay. So I'm totally blanking on the name now, but it's one of Drew's big favorites, and it's the
Bean Wolf?
Yes, Bean Wolf. I would like to do that.
Is he still alive? Oh wait.
No, not his books, not an interview.
Oh, I see.
No, he's dead. He died in 2019.
Okay.
We already did the question about interviews.
Yeah.
Got it.
Mr. Anderson would, of course, have to be on an episode.
This is true.
Would you like to be on an episode?
He's on one right now.
Sure.
True.
I am on an episode. I think it'd be fun to do like The Witcher short stories.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we did have discussion about doing like a comparison of the book, the video game, the show,
Wasn't that
We
with
did.
Soul?
and I think Merlia.
We'd have to
Oh,
decide
okay.
which translations we wanted to do.
Oh.
The best one.
So read it in the original Polish then?
No, that's not a translation.
I read it. It was fine. I mean, the first one. I haven't read more than that.
Does the video game count as a translation?
I
An
think so.
adaptation?
A lot of the
I don't
stories are kind
know.
of retold in the games. So kind
I don't
of
know.
ish.
Well, that could be fun to talk about on its own episode. Yeah.
Oh, Lord. I'm not drawing well tonight, guys.
I haven't answered.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. My answer is Shauna Maguire. She has written so freaking much. There's so much to pick from. Any of it. I
And
would
so
be
we
much
haven't
happy.
done
recently.
her, have we?
Mm-mm. I talk about her, but we haven't done an episode on any of her stuff.
That's true. I'd be in for that. I've only read like maybe 3 books of hers, I think.
I've read one, but I liked it, and it was a Portal fantasy.
Yeah. I was very impressed by what I read.
I mean,
Okay.
she's got so many different things. So she's got more like horror and mysteries, sci-fi, fantasy. Yeah.
We should do her for sure. Maybe I could get her on the podcast.
Mhm.
Is cereal with milk a soup? I'm sorry I drew that question.
Not at first. When you just combine them, it is not a soup yet. It is 2 ingredients that have been mixed to create just to moisten up the cereal. But after it's had time to like soak and the flavors have mingled a bit, then it's a soup.
I mean, I don't have a response to that. That's about as good as it gets.
Sounds good to me. I agree.
No.
So-
Oh, sorry, I don't agree.
A soup is a
No.
finished product.
I just don't associate soup with like sweet things. I feel like a soup is by definition savory.
No, a soup is by definition broth and stuff in the broth.
Yeah, savory.
It could be sweet.
You can have sweet ones.
I mean, tomato soup is pretty
Yep.
sweet.
I can feel you. Just like holding it back.
Okay, fine. But no, to me, cereal is not a soup. Gross.
So, do you drink the milk after you're done with the cereal part?
God,
Yeah,
no.
but that's flavored milk. You don't say this is soup.
You call it soupy, though.
That is an adjective to make it relatable.
It has similar
Panda, I'm
qualities.
sorry. I love you to death, but you are making no sense right now.
What?
Oh,
And I
I thought I
really,
was going to have
really
to
hate.
defend my take.
Nope. I really have to say it hurts me when I have to say Kip's right, but Kipton's right. I'm sorry.
Like always.
No.
Also, do you eat cereal without milk?
Sometimes.
I do.
Huh.
Depends on the cereal.
Okay. I guess, yeah, it could be a dry snack.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch without milk is good. At least I like it.
The all marshmallows Lucky Charm, real good without milk.
Mm.
That's just
But see, I
marshmallows. Why did
do
you just say the bag of marshmallows?
I do like the flavored milk at the end.
Which is soup.
Flavored milk.
It's soup. I'm
Mm.
sorry. Sorry, Panda. I really wish I could take your side on this one.
It is a liquid which has been steeped with flavor from other sources. It is a soup.
Okay, so like it's coffee or tea, I guess you could also say.
Wait.
No, because it's
Is
consumed
it
as a meal.
I know. I
is it
agree with you, Kip.
important the cooking method of said soup? Because soup is usually boiled at some point,
There's
even if
cold
it's a cold
soups.
soup. It's still boiled.
Oh. Yep.
No, there's a large variety of vegetable consommes which are never boiled.
Oh. So Kip is
That's
right.
soup.
Still, I'm
They're soup.
sorry, Panda.
Mm,
You're losing this argument. It's so sad. I really want to
fine.
take your side. I really want to take your side. I can't.
Moving
Okay.
on.
What book made you fall in love with the genre?
Magic School Bus.
Ooh.
The one where they go through the water treatment plant. That was amazing.
I really like that one.
Yeah. It really gets into like small particles and their chemical
Mhm.
interactions, and I enjoyed that.
Hmm. I also really like the recycling plant one.
See, I didn't discover that one till later in life.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, the water cycle where they go through and they fluorinate the water. Sorry, fluoridate the water. Fluorination is a chemical thing. They fluoridate the water. They I think they use ozone. There's a water tower which allows you to examine like potential energy. There's alum, which is where I learned about that. All sorts of fun stuff. Uh, sediment beds to
Sediment
filter larger
beds.
particles. Yeah,
Yeah.
fun. And then I was like, yeah, where can I get more of these? And that just kind of, fantasy and sci-fi all the way. First grade on.
My mother read me fairy tales from a very young age and also bought me like some very easy read fairy tales, like with big print and like 5 words on a page.
Hmm.
And so fairy tales is how I fell in love with the genre.
Nice.
It's easy. It's not complicated. I'm sorry. I wish I had a cooler story.
Winnie the Pooh's fantasy, right?
I would say so.
Yeah, talking
Definitely.
animals.
Yeah. I never
In
read Winnie the Pooh,
fact,
though.
is it a portal fantasy?
I never read it. I have no comment.
I mean,
Christopher Robin like goes through a tree, right? Like
no,
no?
it's
Doesn't he
the
go through
100-acre woods. He
Yeah, but
goes
like he gets
goes
there.
Doesn't
like
he go just
over.
into his backyard?
Yeah, it's basically his backyard. He goes over like a little stream, but that's it. Like there's no
Okay.
defined portal, but you could say that the borders of the 100-acre wood are a portal to a larger space than could actually be contained within only 100 acres.
So is Bridge to Terabithia a portal fantasy?
I think so.
I think it might be.
At least, yeah.
I don't remember it well enough.
It's
I
at
don't remember it well enough. It made me cry.
well,
Though not as much as Tuck Everlasting did. Jeez.
I
Oof.
never read that.
It's got some issues, but yeah, it's a good story.
It's at least metaphorically portal fantasy. The
Tuck
same way that
Everlasting is a book about suicide, and they give it to third graders.
why?
I don't know.
I mean, Bridge to Terabithia is about a girl who, spoilers for this really old book that we all had to read in school, she drowns because the rope breaks or something like that. I don't know.
In Tuck Everlasting, it's about a family who has been affected by a magical spring, which makes them live forever. And so they keep trying to kill themselves over and over
God.
again. And you like see them do it. They like fall off a Ferris wheel. They drown in like a river or lake, but they do it just kind of like to show off and have fun and kind of poke
Oh my
fun at the
God.
idea of immortality. But they all want to die. They've all lived too long and are overcome with ennui.
I completely forgot about this until you mentioned it.
Oh,
This is not
I
bringing up
almost,
good memories.
I almost want to read it just out of curiosity, like kind of like a morbid desire to see this because I never read it.
Yep,
I
that's Tuck Everlasting.
was gonna say. So have we all fallen in love yet? Anybody not answer?
Oh, this is a tough one for me, but I think I've got to say Hitchhikers for this. That's what really turned me into like a more avid reader, I think.
Ooh.
How old were you when you read it?
That was in 5th grade, so however old
Oh,
you are in
wow.
5th
Oh,
grade.
wow.
Ooh.
Advanced reader.
I was in 6th grade when I read that. I saw my friend sneaking. Me and one of my friends used to sneak books under our desks to read
Uh-huh.
in 6th grade because it was boring. And and so he was reading that, and I was like, "What's that?" And it was Hitchhiker's Guide. And then he also
Mhm.
gave me Ender's Game. That was
Oh.
nice. He was a important step in my sci-fi journey.
He was your first book dealer.
No, my first was a girl on my school bus who gave me Animorph books.
Oh.
Or
She let me borrow all of her Animorph books, and I went through them like 4 at a time.
Nice.
I'm so old because Animorph was not a thing when I was a kid. But I know it was a thing not that long after I was a kid, if that makes
Mhm.
sense.
That's
Mhm.
where I feel like I am. Like I just missed Animorph.
Yeah. I want to say it was in high school when it came out, kind of like Pokemon too. Pokemon came out when I was in high school. So
Mhm.
anyway,
Animorph's a great series. It holds up.
does it? When's the last time you
There's
read
so
an
many of
Animorph
them.
book?
You can definitely not read all of them. There's a break where she actually stopped writing them herself. They were ghostwritten for a
Oh,
while,
okay.
but then she came back and wrote the finale.
Oh, I see.
Kip, do you have Animorph books like under your pillow right now?
I do not know where any of my Animorph books are.
You're like,
I
Aw.
borrowed most of them. I didn't own them, so
ah,
I did own Hork-Bajir Chronicles, and it's somewhere in my parents' basement. I don't know where. That one was good. That one definitely holds up.
I have never read one. The kiddos read them.
Okay, my answer is I think it's between like My Father's Dragon, Dr. Dolittle, and Ella Enchanted. I read those like around the same time, at least my memory thinks so. And of them, I think like My Father's Dragon and Dr. Dolittle stood out because of the talking animals and the like just the voyage and adventures that they go on, the main character goes on. And then Ella Enchanted was, I think, the first book that really made me cry.
I think I read a Dr. Dolittle book or
Mhm.
something. I remember the push me pull you thing. Is that what it was called? Like it was a horse on both
Oh, yeah,
sides
yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
Yep.
Yeah. The books are so much better than the film adaptations.
I've not seen the movie. I just remember vaguely
Ella
watching the
Enchanted was required reading in 4th grade for us.
Wow. I'm surprised.
Yep, we did it as a class.
I'm surprised, but pleasantly so.
I was gonna say,
Right?
speaking of books I missed, because I was not the right age when it came out, and
Mhm.
then I had boys, so they weren't gonna read that. Sorry. My boys weren't gonna read that anyway. They were reading not enough. Neither one of my kids are readers, they read
They're
ish.
improving.
They are. They are. Um, So, what podcast would you want to do over for whatever reason? Like
The
a
Bryn
podcast.
interview.
That turned out fabulous.
It did turn out great, but I still want to talk with David Bryn for an hour again. Like,
Well, I had to talk to him for an hour and a half.
yeah. See, there's why I want to do it again.
Under less stressful circumstances.
Oh my
Under
God.
less stressful circumstances.
That was a nightmare.
Next time we're using Zoom.
Okay. Next time, just be hardwired in.
Sure. But we still couldn't get his video camera.
We couldn't. Panda?
I think the first Malazan episode that we did for Gardens of the Moon, if I could, I would redo that one, because when we did that one, we didn't really have structure and we didn't really know how we were going to interact together as podcast members. And then, it was kind of like a trial run
Right.
for the four of us. And after that, like, we figured out a structure that worked for us and got a better sense of our dynamics. So it was much better after that.
Okay.
I think the episode where I realized that I was completely wrong about the gorillas. I would like to go back and not be wrong about the gorillas.
This is an uplift episode.
Yes.
The Uplift War, to be specific.
And I felt so stupid. And my son, number one son, was like, yeah, Mom, you didn't get that. And I'm just like, I'm an idiot. So I would just like to go back and re-record that and not be dumb. So yeah. Also my time machine podcast that I don't know if it's ever gonna work.
Do you really wish you could do that one over again?
I wish I could go back in time and do it the first time. Time machine.
We have actually redone episodes before. At least I have. So
Yeah, I mean, I was on one of those episodes with you, and so
I
was Red.
I know.
I was.
Yeah.
Mr. Anderson, would you like to redo this episode? Unless you've been on other
I think I
podcasts.
with more time, I could come up with better answers. So maybe I'll let you know at the end.
Okay.
And better
so
internet. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You're fired, Panda.
Okay. Bye.
No.
That means somebody else is editing.
Tips editing.
I didn't fire you. Let's take a vote. Not fire.
Okay, fine.
Okay. So I think this will be our last question.
Okay.
Justify the existence of your least favorite science
Oh my
fiction or
goodness.
fantasy adaptation without calling it a cash grab. This is Jeff.
Who gave us this?
Jeff.
Oh dear. Can we use the cheese question instead?
You really want to talk about cheese?
I'm hungry.
Okay, I'll go. You know what?
Okay.
People wanted Avatar: The Last Airbender to be a good movie.
They did. And it was
They thought
not.
it had great source material. It shouldn't be too hard to adapt to live action. And no one had failed at live action adaptations quite so much before that movie came out. But we really learned exactly how bad they could make that happen. And I can't say that it was just a cash grab. Like, the fans wanted it. Or at least some fans wanted it.
Well, supposedly M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong.
M. Night Shyamalan had made some good movies. He'd made some good movies.
He did. No,
Yep.
I am a huge fan of the movie with the ghost.
Sixth Sense?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
I think that's spoilers, but okay.
Is it?
Yes.
He sees dead people.
No, it's a
It's been,
meme
like,
on the internet.
How many years now? I think you're okay.
Still, come on.
No,
All right, whatever.
it's over 20 years old, isn't it?
So, the people who weren't born like 20 years
also, like,
ago.
that's not the spoiler part.
Anyway,
That's in the trailer. Like,
That's true.
Okay, I'm not saying anything more. Otherwise, I'm going to give things away. Bye.
okay. But no, people wanted Avatar to be good, and then it just wasn't. And it didn't make a ton of money.
it was.
never saw
A
it because
truly horrible movie. No, it was bad.
just
It
from
was
the
very
trailer, I
bad.
was like, this is going to be terrible. So I just didn't see it.
I, I've yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, you
I
can
have
say a
little
lot of
boys.
bad things about it, but that it was just a cash grab?
No, it wasn't.
Not just that. No. People intended it to be good. It was just horrible. It made all the wrong decisions.
So my answer is Dune, the Christopher Nolan, right? The one from the 80s.
No. David Lynch.
David Lynch, thank you.
It's like
Sorry,
Christopher
I'm
Nolan
dumb.
made a Dune.
I was like, what?
Look, you're lucky I can remember that Christopher
It's wrong,
Nolan
but there's a lot of other
is-
opportunities. Like,
Okay, can we remake this podcast? Because we're stupid again. So yeah, the David Lynch Dune.
okay.
I don't like it. It's not good. I don't think he meant it to be bad. I think he really wanted to make a good Dune movie, and I think there was a lot of problems with technology and what you could do with technology. I think was part of the problem.
I
But it was
definitely
very
agree
weird.
that it wasn't a cash grab.
It didn't get any cash. But it's interesting, but it's not good.
Sometimes an auteur leaves their mark on a movie, and it's just a bad mark.
I think I misunderstood this question.
Okay.
And the more I think about it, the more I don't understand this question. Yeah. So
Fast and the Furious 9 was a cash grab.
I mean,
Only 9.
Well, I tried to give her a science fiction one.
well, see, it says justify the existence of your least favorite SFF adaptation. So first of all, I would have
Without
had
calling
to.
it a cash grab.
Well, yeah, without calling it a cash grab, but that's like you're supposed like it's something that's supposed to be a cash grab, but you are trying to justify it that it's not a cash grab, and it needs to be your least favorite adaptation, which means I would have had to seen it, like watch it, and if I don't think it's gonna be good, I'm not gonna watch it.
So the Hobbit movies were definitely cash grabs.
Well, that was going to be
Yes,
my
they
answer.
were. Yes, they
They
absolutely were.
I think they also wanted
And they
to
weren't-
kickstart that IP again. Like they didn't just want to cash grab for The Hobbit, they wanted to cash grab further too.
Then explain why they split into 3 movies.
A book for children. A little book for children. 3 movies. I fell asleep during the last one 3 times. I like that's how bad it is.
No.
I really think they wanted.
No.
No, it was a cash grab. I'm saying I think there was loftier ambitions than that. They want to recapture that epicness, for a bigger cash grab.
Maybe.
But-
I don't know.
For a bigger cash grab. No.
I
The
think
second
this question doesn't make sense. Okay.
No, the second they split it up that far, it was a cash grab.
Yeah, no, but we're all agreeing it was a cash grab. We all agree. We're coming together in agreement. It was
Cool.
a cash grab. Whether
Okay.
or not.
I almost put the Divergent trilogy on here,
Oh dear Lord.
but that was clearly a cash grab.
It
well,
was.
like the third one, was it even a movie?
Didn't get finished. It got split up into 2 parts. No one liked the first part, and they never made the second.
Oh, well, see,
Really?
there you
I
go.
did not know this.
Yep. And they
I
decided
thought
not to film them simultaneously as well, so it was super expensive to come back and make the second part, which is why it never got made.
this was the worst question to end on.
Hunger Games.
Yeah, I think so.
Hunger Games from the start was a cash grab trying to rake in the Harry Potter money.
Was it?
I think it was.
No.
It was trying to be the next Harry Potter, and it was just the one that succeeded the most.
I would say that about Divergent and the teens.
I mean,
solving
Divergent's way worse, but Divergent was trying to be the next Hunger
yeah,
Games.
this whole series.
Yeah.
This whole group of books like Maze Runner and Divergent and all of those, like, teens are stuck in a life and death.
It's a dystopian
kind
era.
Yeah.
Of YA.
I guess Harry Potter, I mean,
Harry Potter started that.
it's kind of dystopian.
It is.
It got-
It's absolutely
it got the-
dystopian.
Grittiness and dark.
All
It
the
got
kids are
dark and-
dying in the boarding school. Like
The Ministry of Magic is incompetent.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Always.
So to wrap this up, whatever understanding I had of this question gave me this answer. Captain Jack Sparrow got lost on the high seas over and over again. That's it.
Well done. Well done, Panda.
Yep.
Mr.
Yep.
Anderson, did you answer that
Oh,
question?
I started the or I agreed with the Hobbit.
Oh, okay. That's kind of answering it, I guess. So I did not write an outro, but we would like to thank Craig for loaning us a little corner of his media empire and Horizon Brave for starting this. You can follow us on Twitter at something panda. What's our Twitter
Green
handle?
Team Pod.
And you can join the Discord. You can find the link on thelegendarium.com. Thank you, Panda. Thank you, Kyptan. And thank you, Mr. Anderson. I'm Little Red Book signing off. Good night.
Bye bye.
Night.
Bye.
Good night. I gotta pee, guys.